Hi-lo, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha and this is Beauty and Comfort. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. And if you are a repeat visitor, welcome back, honey. We missed you. Today we're gonna be starting the January collection, and I decided to pick a fragrance that still says winter without being like holiday. But I'm really happy with this fragrance. This is Cranberry Balsam. It is from Nature's Garden. And we're gonna be using this as the fragrance oil. We're gonna push this out the way because I wanna take you guys with me as we create colors. This is gonna be a multi-color situation, kind of leaning off the red notes from the cranberry, that tart fruitiness. I'm gonna have some green options. We're also gonna have brown to represent the tree, and we're gonna do a little bit of yellow just to have that little bit of light, and we're also gonna have white. So let's get a container, and I'm gonna start with the red. And we're gonna put about a teaspoon of colorant in here. This first color is Spicy Tomato from Mad Micah. He looks like this. He's really pretty. The second red color, we're gonna be using beetroot powder. It gives it this like purpley pink vibe, which if you've seen cranberries, they come in like multiple tones of red, like really deep red. So that's why I'm gonna do 2 tones of red using these two. The next one I'm gonna do is green. I want this to be bright. So I'm gonna put a smidget of Radioactive, which is a neon green. Creating color is an art form sometimes. And then I'm gonna take more of an olive green, which is 3 Olive Martini. And then I'm gonna add Lounge Lizard. Which is another sort of earthy green. And so I don't forget to add the clay to the green. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my green French clay. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon to a tablespoon type of vibe. Now to make some brown. I went and picked up Hot Man on a Tin Roof, and I also picked up Satin Penny. I want it to be deep, but I want it to be warm. So I'm gonna start with the deeper color first, and then this is a warm coppery color. Put that in there. And then for the more earthier note, I'm gonna be using black walnut powder in the brown. So now I have the red for the cranberry, then I have the green color, and I have the bark colors. Now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna take 3 Olive Martini. And for those who notice, I do constantly put the tops back on my micas because I don't want any accidentes, okay? I'm going for a goldeny green yellow color. So I'm gonna pick up Tennis Ball Breaker. It's a neon green mica. And then for the golden essence, I'm gonna be taking 24 karat gold mica, and this is also from Nature's Garden. And if the neon makes this too bright, I'm gonna add some titanium dioxide to cool that down, so it's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the beetroot powder, and I'm gonna grab about a tablespoon of that. I wanna get this a little bit deeper. So instead of using the spicy tomato, I'm gonna grab another red. All right, so I went and picked up this color. This is Mauve Mica. This is from Southwest Candle Supply. I'm gonna add just a smidgy of that. So these two will be the colors to represent the cranberries. These two will represent the trees for that green note. And then for the earthy note, this will be it. So I have these colors here. We still have the water to the side, so let me go ahead and grab my spoon, and we're just gonna dump that in there, about a tablespoon. So I'm gonna use this to lighten any of these batches if they're too dark for me. So now that all the colorings are in these containers, we're gonna go ahead and move these out the way. So, and voila. Now we're gonna pull in our oil, squeeze him on in, squeeze him on in. And I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of my batch oils to all of this. I'm gonna move that out the way. And I'm gonna start with what should be the lightest of these. So let's start with the greens. Let's turn on some mixing music, shall we? All right, now that I've shared with you guys how I sort of custom blend and create my colors, we're gonna move these out the way. Now we're gonna pull in our oil and our additives. So for today, I'm gonna be using organic coconut milk powder and kaolin clay. Sort of eyeball about a tablespoon. Get him in. And then use about 4 of the scoops that come with this, which to me looks like a tablespoon. So we're done with the additives. Let's move them out the way. So I am filming today's video right around the time of the release for December. So the holiday release is already, it should be live by the time you see this, been live. And honestly guys, I wanted to share with you guys, like I have had a blast this holiday season, getting everything together, coming up with the designs. It's been so much fun. Winter to me represents a lot of different things. It's the smell of pine trees and fireplaces, that trying to stay warm, toasty vibes, sweater weather and all that jazz. So that's what you can expect to see in the January collection, and you'll start to see it taper into the February line because depending on where you live, winter can last a really long time. So I went on ahead and put the powders underneath the oils, and we're gonna blend this for about a minute, all right? So that's all nice and purdied. Everybody looks incorporated. Before we proceed, let's protect our paws. Paws are protected. Let's get going. In this container here is our lye solution with our tussa silk fiber and our sodium lactate. And I'm gonna pour this while lightly blitzing. So let's burp the baby, tilt him, and pour. Get every last drop. And we're done with that. So let's start blending. That's looking good. Now to grab our fragrance. So normally I measure out my fragrance beforehand, but I kind of want you guys to see the full process of how I create. So I'm gonna put the entire thing on the scale, including my little attachment. I'm gonna tear it out, and I'm gonna add 6% fragrance. And measuring in grams and ounces is a really good way to make sure that you're using the exact amount of oils, fragrances, titanium dioxide, whatever. I'm gonna just swirl it in. All right, let's scoot you to the side. Let's pull in our colors. So I'm gonna start with the brown color first because this will be the one I'll use the least of. About half of this container I think will be sufficient for that. And then for the 2 reds, for my cranberries, I'll probably do This isn't completely full, but they are going to be equal. And last but not least, my 2 greens. I want to have more of the deeper color than the lighter color, so I'm going to do half as much of this one and double it up over here. To this batch here, I'm gonna add titanium dioxide, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the bowl. All right. My batter is still really loose, so I'm happy about that. Just a reminder, whenever you're using clays and different additives, that can change how your soap acts. And as you guys can see, I've done all of this because I brought you along from the beginning to here. I've only used one spatula and this spoon to get all my coloring out, and that's it. I like to keep my dishes to a minimum. Oakley dokley. We have our mold here. So let's start pouring. I'm gonna pour a little bit of white in here, just a smidgy. Now I'm gonna take good old skewer and I'm gonna swirl that into the brown. Just doing kind of like figure 8 motions. Just sort of give me some highlights down there. So now that this is full, I'm gonna let this hang out for a minute. I'm gonna take the excess of my colorant, I'm gonna scrape them into my little individual molds, and we're gonna do a nice row of piping, and then we're gonna put on some embeds. So, see you when this sets. Okay, so I took some spear molds and I colored them 2 different red shades. So I have a more deeper cranberry color and a more closer to true red color. I went ahead and pulled out the holly mold that I had, and the holly mold come with multiple sizes. Some of them I went on ahead and played with the red to play off the cranberries, and others I just chopped them in half. These can be individual little leaves. And then I still had some regular leaves left over from the last soaps as well, so I went ahead and pulled them out so I can use them today. This is practically set. Before I start frosting, I want to go ahead and grab a little bit of glitter. So I'm gonna get everything pulled together here and be black in a flash. So I have my topping section complete. I'm gonna be using a little bit of ruby red slipper. I purchased a fairy duster in Fairy Tale Princess, which is this pretty pink color. And then I also grabbed my Sparkle Me Red fairy duster as well. This is a duotone one. It kind of reflects red, so I thought that'd be really cute too. Let's slide this into frame. So over here, I have my white frosting in a piping bag that has an open star tip. I hope you guys can see it. It has these little pokey prongs on the side. Whenever I'm using glitter that's free forming like this, I'm going to use my handy dandy paintbrush. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit so you guys can get more of the details of what we're doing. I'm gonna start with the Sparkle Me Red mica, and I'm just gonna glitter that up rather generously, I might say. And then I'm gonna try my best not to struggle. I opened it on the first try. I'm gonna take some red glitter and sort of like put him in there. And final touch will be the pink. This will give you a little bit of contrast between the others. And I'm not gonna put this everywhere. I'm just gonna sort of like lightly touch it and move it at the same time. So you guys can see we have like this really centered space of the pink. Let's bring in. See? Now, we're gonna start grabbing our cranberries. I'm just gonna start dropping these in. Before I overload this with cranberries, I'm gonna start putting some leaves in here. So, we're officially into the new year. What have you guys been doing? Do you have any big plans for the new year? Are you doing any, I don't like to say resolutions really. I'm more of a, what am I gonna do to do some self-improvement this year? Something that's kind of lighthearted and fun and practical, obviously. Some people do resolutions that are unrealistic in my opinion. It's like, honey, you're not gonna climb Mount Olympus overnight, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of think about that away. And so that's why I don't make resolutions. I just sort of sit back and coast in the mentality of, I wanna do something this year that I haven't done before. To finish it off, I'm going to take my Sparkle Me Red mica. I'm gonna hit it on the top. This smells so good. Like the more it sits here, the more I'm like, ooh, what's that smell? Oh yeah, my soap in front of me. And I'm gonna do one last, I said I wasn't gonna put any pink on here, but I decided to go ahead and do it anyway. All right, check him out. He's looking amazing. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what this looks like. We're gonna let this sit for 18 to 24, 48 hours, depends on how this sets up. This is a butter recipe, so he should be ready by tomorrow, but let's put this puppy to bed and I'll see you at the cut. Welcome back, guys. It's been a little over 24 hours, but less than 48. I really wanted to give these a good cure before unmolding. And this is rather firm, so I think this will go great. I'm very intrigued to see how all these colors came together. So let's get him set up on the multi-part cutter and see what we got on the inside.
Look me out. Let's get cutting. And we use our core. Bingo, baby. And these are in pieces. They look so pretty. And they smell good. Grab this one. Ooh, you can really see the glitter in that one. That's beautiful. Ooh, we got twins. Bow. Yeah, magic trick. Man, that look like a diamond. No, that look like the Wi-Fi symbol. We are in business, baby. And for those who are wondering, my name is Jonathan. I am Keisha's other half. I'm not gonna say better half because there's no better. What could I say? I'm Keisha's better hoe. How about that? Yeah.
That sounds wrong.
Better hoe. Oh my goodness. Grow up. All right, and we are on the last one. Get that out of the way. Thank you guys for being a part of this video. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, leave a like. Don't forget to comment. And if you are not part of the Beauty and Comfort family, don't forget to subscribe. We do things like this all the time. Until the next video, guys. Bye.